It's TMNT time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Neca Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures / figures. Now what the hell is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures? It's from the late 80s to like the mid 90s where Archie Comics actually handled a lot of TMNT comics themselves, made their own characters and tweaked some well-known, and Slash right here is a good example of that because from what I can tell, they looked at the cartoon and they looked at like the action figure, the original design of Slash, and they put them both together, well, leaning more into the original action figure. But still, the color scheme, and he also has like his binky, from what I can tell on the packaging, you know, has a little palm tree. But it's a very cool and interesting version of Slash, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it, so let's have a look at it. What a nice chunky boy. You know I'm a fan of it already. He stands at about, let's see, almost 15 centimeters to the top of his head, a little shy of it. And for your inches, that goes up to 5.9, 5.8 size comparisons. Here's Jolter, the SH Figure Arts Son Goku, Neca Michelangelo, the Arcade Slash, Armagon, Super 7 Slash, and Darkseid. I just want to have these three in here just for a little bit longer, just to get like a good look at like who done it better. I mean, look at this first kind of NECA Arcade Slash they did, which was, it was awful. I don't know. I don't remember how I reviewed it back in the day. I guess I was happy to have a Slash, but yeah, they recycled a regular turtle body and just replaced some parts of it, and yeah, this one, it's too small. And then you have this huge thing, which I just recently reviewed from the Super 7 lineup, which I really celebrated. I really hyped that one up, and it's even like still bigger than the new NECA, the Adventures version one. So I mean, who done it better? I don't know. Like, that's up for debate. Obviously, the NECA Articulation will always be better, but still, this one is just so big. I love both of them. So I just wanted to have those in there for a little longer, just for the size comparison. You know, that's always just a second. I wanna cherish that. The big, bulky dudes of Slashes. And let's get back to this one. I love this head sculpt, by the way. Really brings home like the vibes I get from the original toy, with the one eye popping, and the teeth are beautifully molded and painted in there. Barely see any issue with that. Maybe like a little bit of black spot, but that's not an issue. And the headband goes around, the black headband. Soft plastic in the back. Also has some small lines here and there to make it look like it's from the cartoon, well, not the cartoon, the comic book. Also like on the wooden panels over here, which are also nicely molded. Good job on that. Overall, the tones are very muted though, and I like that they have like the dark green and then the white. It's a weird combination, but it kind of works because the white really stands out and just kind of elevates it a little bit. Now, what I understand, by the way, is that this figure is just a repaint and retooling in some pieces of the NECA Toka from the cartoon lineup, which I don't have yet, so I can't unfortunately compare them. But even if that's the case, I don't really mind it, because this body just works very well for Slash. The only thing I feel like is the shell, because it looks so different. You have like the centerpiece, which is a lot bigger than the side pieces, which like usually for Slash, even like we're looking at the arcade one, usually it has like the regular TMNT shell. You know, the four turtles always have like the middle piece and then like lower pieces, and it's kind of segmented like that. But you know, really a minor thing, but that's like the only thing I'm looking here at, and I would say like, well, that's probably from Toka. Everything else looks like Slash, so that's not an issue. Then we have the belt. That's unfortunately the only part, well, luckily the only part, but unfortunately still we have some issues with the paint, because the gray line work they did under there is freaking awful. It doesn't line up properly, it doesn't cover up the parts of the Ninja Stars over there. And here it just like kind of stops way too early. In the middle it's fine, but yeah, I mean, that's like one part of the figure where I would say paint isn't great. But other than that, yeah, we don't really have much more of that. Have like the spikes, the blades that come out of his wristband, which this one is kind of disconnected and it's not fully in there, can't really get it in there, and it's kind of going all over the place. Also hard plastic, by the way, so be very careful with this to not break it off, and it's also very sharp. And then you also have these spikes. As you can tell with the blades, you have like the white and the light blue Have that also on the blades, on the kind of spikes on his elbow pad. As we move down to the legs, have some more boils on there, and some more spikes, and the big feet. And also, like, stability-wise, it's pretty good. Just with Neca, kinda, it's alright with this one. I feel like a little bit wobbly on the hinge when it goes out to the side, but other than that, no complaints of stability. And since we're on the topic of stability, let's have a look at the articulation. Head moves up quite nicely, but down not really so much. Well, a little bit. Also does tilt side to side, and you can also swivel it all the way around. You do have a big hinge in the shoulder, so you can bring it up. Be aware, be careful with the wood pattern, the wood panels on there. They are soft plastic, so they will bend a little bit out of the way, but you can get this up. I thought I got it up a little bit better earlier, but really have to get it into a certain position to even get anything out of it. So you can get it up decently enough, I'd say, and you can also rotate it in the socket, but pretty limited because it's kind of stiff. Also, you do have a bicep swivel, have the double hinged elbow, but the lower hinge really doesn't get anything done because you don't really have any room. You have the elbow pad, which is somewhat blocking it, and it's probably a little bit frozen, but I can't really get anything out of it other than this. Then you have the fist with it, which is on a hinge, so it does move forward. Would move more to the back, but again, don't break off your blades, and you can also swivel it all the way around, but it's really hard to navigate the blades. And I don't know why they made this hard plastic. That's just a recipe for disaster. In the torso area, you can see there's a little bit of wriggle motion, but not really much. You can move it forward, you can move them to the back, but yeah, I mean, obviously, with the big shell and whatnot, that's just not gonna happen. With the leg, moves out to the side, moves forward, does move to the back as far as the shell lets it, and you can also rotate it on the fly over here. Have the double hinged knees. Let's see if they play ball. This one's kind of frozen. Let me try the other one. Double hinged knees, por favor. Neca knees, Neca knees. I guess that's as much as I get right now. I feel like the lower half could move maybe a little bit more, although I don't see any more part of the hinge, so I guess that's about it. And then for the foot, it does move forward to the back and does tilt side to side lovely, so that really helps with stability. And also it's kind of quite tight. Now for the accessories, you don't really get that much. You get like this classic kind of warped dagger, which goes all over the place. It's kind of like a classic slash weapon. And then you also have this, has a name, but I don't know what this weapon is called. So it's kind of like a sword, but obviously not really a sword. Ha! Good explanation. Then we have these kind of grabby slash posing hands, and obviously two holding hands for your weaponry. Final thoughts! This is the Neca slash we deserve, not this one. Well, the cartoon one was decent also, but you know, cartoon one looks a little bit wonky. I love this design. So that they got like a new head and whatnot, and they retool a little bit of the Toka armor, of the Toka body, totally fine with it. And even if they decide to take this one, repaint it one more time and make a second stab at like an arcade slash, I would totally be fine with that. Even though for an arcade slash you would be a little bit too big, but you know, still better than this guy. And I hate kind of crapping on it so much, but yeah, I love this one. I love this. This is the best Neca slash you can get. Is it better than the Super 7 one? I'm not gonna say that because I don't feel like I love the original color scheme, and also has like a lot more detail in skin and whatnot, so it's different. I can't really look at it that way, so both figures are great, but anyway, this one is also amazing, awesome, super duper love it, big, bulky. Accessories are kind of meh, but I mean, with this big bulky guy, I don't really need that many accessories. He's a walking weapon himself, and other than that, the figure's just great. Articulates well, you know, it's Neca standard, don't really have anything too special with the articulation, but it works as it should, so yeah, I do really highly recommend this one, because if you like Slash, and if you like just like a big bulky turtle, this will fulfill all your needs in that regard. And yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Slash wants.